The Duke Blue Devils came into the postseason play, the NCAA tournament, or maybe should be called the Coach K Magical Mystery Tour, as Coach K will begin his final tournament here in the NCAA tournament, someplace that he has been often there. But he started his final tour in Greenville, South Carolina, the site for them to play being in the Western Regionals, and their first opponent was Cal State Fullerton out of California. The Blue Devils, looking to rebound after losing the ACC championship game a week earlier, were ready to play. That they came out and were defensively very, very focused, got off to a good start, and never looked back as they ended up cruising to an 18-point win over the 15th seed Titans out of Southern Cal, though. So the Duke's next game, and it seems only fitting that you have a final NCAA tournament with Mike Krzyzewski taking on Tom Izzo. The game between Michigan State and Davidson in the other first-round game was probably one of the best games of the weekend, as these two teams battle back and forth. And it was a classic game, well-coached game, well-played game. But when it was all said and done, Michigan State escaped with a narrow win to force the game with Duke on Sunday. Again, I had the opportunity of asking Tom Izzo about his thoughts on one more shot at playing Coach K. It seems like somehow these teams end up playing each other in the tournament about every year. Matter of fact, the last time Duke was in the tournament a couple of years ago for the right to go to the Final Four, Michigan State beat Duke when Zion Williamson and company could not make free throws at the end of a game, though. So again, been a great matchup against two legendary coaches. Tom Izzo's reply was he only wished he could have won more of them, though. But these two coaches have a lot of respect for each other, are very good friends, and we knew it was going to be a classic game. And it was. That, but in front of a packed house and enthusiastic crowds by both schools, this game was back and forth throughout the first half. It was a run of spurts for both teams, but got down to, with around 5 minutes to go in the ball game, that Michigan State went on a run and got up by 5 points and did not look good for Coach K. Even I started to think, was this going to be Coach K's final game? Was I sitting there watching Coach K's final game before he retires? Well, the Duke Blue Devils evidently found a little extra gas in the tank and reached down deep and made a 20-6 run over the last 5 minutes of the game, and were able to come from behind at the end and beat Michigan State by the score of 85-76. The huge play of the game, I thought, was with a little under 2 minutes to go in the game, Duke up by 1, shot clock running down, and Jeremy Roach, the sophomore point guard for the Blue Devils, calmly knocked down a 3 to push it to a 2-possession game. Roach said that he had thought back at the 4-minute TV timeout that if he got the chance to take a 3, then he was going to put one up, and felt like he may have that opportunity, though. But when he got the look, he saw what was going on and felt like he needed to make a play. And again, Roach came up big all day long. He finished with 15 points as the Blue Devils had 5 players in double figures, but none was bigger than that 3. When it put it at a 2-possession game, the Blue Devils were able to hold the Spartans with great defense to only 1 basket, closing out the run towards the end, and Duke was able to advance on to the Sweet 16 for the 28th time in the Coach K era. After the game, Coach K was very emotional and talked about how proud he was of his players, his young players, and the guts and the courage it took them to step up to make the big plays and make the big shots and to do the things they did to advance on to the Sweet 16. Coach K was also very emotional. One of the reporters asked him that it looked like he was going to actually was he getting ready to chest bump one of his players, and with typical Coach K candor said, I'm 75 years old. I don't have a chest to chest bump with, though. But it kind of lightened things up. But he was very emotional talking about when they won the game, of looking behind him and seeing all of his grandkids sitting right behind the bench and how much that meant to him. So Coach K is making some final tournament memories again this year. I asked him to, with all the things that have gone on the last 2 weeks, and he talked about the fiasco of his final game at Cameron and just all the junk with that and about all the things. I asked him if you had a chance to just relax and think about this tournament, and he said, I have not relaxed since June. But he said, I am excited to be in this tournament and looking forward to seeing what my team can do. So the Blue Devils now will travel all the way across the country to San Francisco and will take on Texas Tech, who is the 3 seed in the regional, though. But as it stands, Duke is still alive. The Coach K Magical Mystery Tour is still alive, and they will advance on to the Sweet 16. Reporting for Lindy Sports and Cox Sports Broadcasting, I am the coach, Dick Cox.